everybody! I'm Manakyn, welcome to the stream. How are you all doing today? How are you all doing today? Egg! How's it going, Kioma? Hello, Randy. Hello, Rainbow. Hello, Celestial. Hello, Bowser. How you guys doing? Do you know what I've been thinking about recently? The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I've been thinking about that. It's been in my head for a little bit. I don't know why. But yeah, I was just thinking about, it's a banger game except for the fact that Zelda literally does nothing. It's like, it's literally Zelda's fault that the world ended. How's it going, Natalia? Time to return to Booleara. I mean, Booleara is the only character that actually matters in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, so I was just thinking about that. I mentioned this a little bit last time, but I've been playing this game called I've been playing this game called V Rising, and I might play it on stream as like a 1 or 2 off stream. It's essentially just a build it type of game. It's like a game where you fight enemies, but you capture the enemies, and then you get resources, and then you build a castle. And then you get to design the castle, and you get to hang out. Hey, Kioma! And then you get to, like, design a castle, and I designed my castle based around statues of women. Okay, look, there were lots of options for female statues, so I just used them all, okay? But it's kind of it's a super fun game. It's like a game about vampires. Oh, also, there's another game I'm going to be in that's coming out this, August. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. I may or may not play it on the stream. Depends on how I'm feeling about publicity. I kind of want to keep publicity of voiceover away from this stream. But yeah, but there's a game that I'm going to be in coming out this August, and one I think coming in December. I don't know how the development of that game's going. But yeah, we'll see. So anyway, please play it. Maybe. Anyway, my Switch needs to update. I'm looking at it right now. They're like, "Oh, your Switch needs to update, so you can't play right now." I'm like, okay, fine. Okay, so getting the Manakyn streaming simulator game. It's just going to be me making commentaries about how single I am and how I wish I could get with every single girl that exists. Essentially, it's going to be me simping over Marianne and Tsumugi. That's the entire stream. Play it without ever mentioning I'm in it. Well, too late, because I already told you guys that I'm in it, so you guys are going to be looking out for a game that I'm in. And it's going to be really random. For some reason, I'm like, this game doesn't seem to fit the types of games he's playing. Wait. Doesn't Manakyn usually play, like, visual novels and Mario game? Why is he playing Goat Simulator? I have the option to make a pun, simp, or cringe at chat. That's literally just 3 buttons. Pun, simp, and cringe. That's that's all of the Manakyn Simulator. Anyway, what are we looking at? We're looking at this. This is the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time, we very easily demonstrated, very, very easily demonstrated that the Skulkin brothers are liars. We got Nash Skulkin, we got Ringo Skulkin, and we got Sulky Skulkin. Poor Gregson. Wario and Waluigi, essentially. Very easy, easiest game of my life. So guys, I wonder if we can prove that there was a third person somewhere at the scene of the crime. Anyone? I don't know. You guys gotta help me out here. I don't know.
Take that!
Yeah, it turns out Egbert bleeds relish. The evidence is right here in this portfolio. By Jove, that portfolio again, is it? Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. Very easily missing 3 health. Okay, I was correct on everything. I was correct like 100% of the time, but everyone else in the game is too dumb to understand. I was 1000% correct. I was like, there's no way that he could have jumped at her because he was shot in the back. And then they were like, wrong. Well, he doesn't have a gun. But what if he did have a gun? And then Van Zieks was like, oh, well, he wouldn't have gotten shot in the back. And everyone was like, bravo, Van Zieks, bravo. And I'm like, what? I said that like 5 minutes ago. Man, when I'm not blindfolded by plot, I'm too ahead. No, you guys are too behind. You claim one of those blood samples. Sample? I gotta look that one up. Cambridge. Sample. It is sample.
Sample.
I gotta spell it out for like kindergarten. Okay, class. Well, who do you think left their blood at the crime scene? Say it louder. Good job. Barack Obama Van Zieks, man. You're eating peanuts are delicious. You claim one of those blood samples proves the presence of this blood samples. You claim one of those blood samples proves the presence of a third intruder. Well, which one is it? Both of these? Both of these? I don't know which one to choose. I'll go with this one.
Take that!
This is the blood sample that proves it. You perplex me, counsel, by looking so pleased with yourself despite this quite displeasing answer. What? What? You would do well to take your irrelevant specimens of blood and go back to whence you came. What? 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 How? 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 How is that wrong? And I'll see to it that you go down in this court's history as an equally irrelevant specimen. How? Well, I think it takes a certain genius to give a completely wrong answer. Personally. The kind of genius I could really do without. You claim one of these blood samples proves the presence of a third intruder. Which one is it? No! The blood sample that proves... No, this was blood splatter that was at the scene. But the blood sample that proves that this was someone else is this one! Ah!
Take that!
What am I looking at here? There appears to be some green paint or some such around a bullet hole in the middle of the calendar. That's a bloodstain, my lord. A bloodstain? Also, is this even accepted as evidence? Like, this is some random madman's chemical, like science fair project. Like, do they even accept this as evidence? Green blood. Curious. Even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some sort of unhuman creature? It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. By the great detective? Right, doesn't Juror 2 simp for Herlock Sholmes? Oh, doesn't Juror 4 also simp for Herlock Sholmes? New inventions, stop. Not yet appeared in stories, stop. It's this, you see? And if you don't listen, I will kill you all. Juror 2 is just like you, for real. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts to the different elements in people's blood to change its color. Different elements of people's blood? Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So, by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is. Oh, that brings a whole new dimension to looking at blood! Talk of blood in courtroom. Stop. Very exciting. Stop. Wait, what? As an example, this one shows the victim of the blood of Mr. Windibank. A striking blue. Because Mr. Windibank was a man! Yes. So you see, the green color of the bloodstain of this calendar shows someone else was shot at the main part of the shop. No, dear father, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident. No, it's April 16th. No, it's not unrelated. The date showing on the calendar is the date with which Mr. Windibank was killed, in the very early morning, too. My golly. Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day. Then whose blood it is it? Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of someone else. The third intruder, in fact. Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder? I really wanted to choose something random, but I literally have 1 health point. I swear to God, if it's not Egbert Benedict, but I have to, like, in a roundabout way, demonstrate that it's Egbert Benedict. It's actually Awful Guy.
Take that!
The man's name is Egbert. Can you imagine? I mean, can we obviously acknowledge that this is a fake name? Like, he has no age in the court record. Can you imagine? In the court of law, someone's like, she's not the one who shot him. It was another woman. It's like, who is that woman? And he's like, that woman's name is Amanda Hugginkiss. That's a very Ace Attorney. What was the one you guys almost got me on? Oh, Hugh space Janice. You guys almost got me on that one. I see. Thank you, Randy. Eggert Benedict! Who on earth are you talking about, counsel? Talking. He paid a visit to Windibank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place. When the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing the article into her possession. That's right. Wait, she didn't actually deceive him. Oh, whatever. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Eggert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. Broker! Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes. The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Oh, no, that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Bloody wanker. Bloody hell. Oh, £8 for an ice cream. Bloody hell. Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say, cha-cha real smooth. Any music discs too. Inspector Gregson was there at the time, and I can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Well, my lord, that's more or less what happened, see? Yeah. And the interest of being thorough, I asked Windibank for a print of showing the fellow see? Taken from one of his red-handed recorder of gubby, see? 11 a.m. See, that's lunchtime. He can cha-cha me out of existence, but he's the killer, so he probably will. Yes, that's him talking to Windibank. And you claim this man is the brother's accomplice? Oh, brothers is... the plural apostrophe is so weird. Plural possessive. The brothers is a accomplice. Well, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin? Never seen the geezer before in my life. Hey, how's it going, Ivy? Oh, all my life, God, all my life. I've never seen him. Yeah. Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned and Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. I'm not sure I can. I have 1 health left, and they're somehow going to say, wrong, it's not this, it's actually this, which leads to this. And show us the evidence. I agree. We must see proof that this clean-cut gentleman, she's talking about me, in the photograph is a filthy criminal. She's not talking about me. Yeah, you say. This is the last piece of evidence. I've had a feeling that something's been missing in this trial at the very start. But now, I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom. Are you ready to present your answer to the court then? Counsel. Counsel. You're exercising on the treadmill? Hey, you know, there's nothing better to do when you're on the treadmill than just watch something. So, enjoy your run. The defense will present evidence. Proof that the man pictured... I swear to God, if it's not the frickin' music box disc, I will be so... I swear to God. Wait, could it be the blood sample? Oh my God, I don't actually know. Do they want me to present the music box disc, or do they want me to present the blood samples that contains the music box? I don't actually know. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh wait, think this through. Think this through. I'm gonna experience my second. The first one didn't count. Okay? D. Vasquez was too attractive. That one didn't count. Oh, come on!
Take that!
Yes. As I mentioned before on the day... the in question, the defendant attempted deceitfully, admittedly, to reclaim business with the Winnipeg. Which is when the aforementioned Egbert Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. The first one was during Salmonella during the first... Oh, wait. Well, first of all, I didn't know how the game worked at the time. And second of all, even though it was during Salmonella, there was also Penny and Dee Vasquez, and they are two very attractive ladies, so that one doesn't count. You've already finished playing these games, but Kazuma's death still hurts me, man. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no? That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. I was taking my daughters to the toy store. It was following this minor incident. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. But of course, sir, here's the disc for you. Oh, that's more! That was my mom's! Very well. Very well. Oh, cha-cha, real smooth. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. That's right. Everything looks good on me. Wait a minute! That disc! Is more? What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? Frickin' take that back. My girl is not a tramp. I raised her better than that. All 2 months I've known her. You've drawn blood! You filthy animal! Wait, you're wearing gloves. She just slides on the X-side. Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. I am pretty sure that is why nobody makes music box discs like that anymore. Because look at this. They're freaking needles. They put freaking needles on this disc. Nowadays, they're just little bumps. This thing is literally a lethal weapon. Those protrusions caused Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed. Through his glove somehow, even though he was wearing white gloves. And the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness, a blood stain, is it? My assistant and I have just analyzed the bloodstain here in this very courtroom. Using my trusty fucker gun! Me? It's take your daughter to work day. Daddy, can I help with the court analysis? Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio. Oh, sir. It's green. Who's juror number 5? Oh, she's the Morse code. It's exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar. Daddy, can I shoot someone with the fogger? The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Eggert Benedict, aka Awful Guy, who was in Windbanks earlier that day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. No, there was someone else there. Ah, look at the two brothers now. Ah, what are you talking about? There's fire in there. My lord, it's the opinion of the defense that Mr. Eggert Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford... Oh, that's the wrong person. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
Objection!
This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Sherlock Holmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection or some such. And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court of the land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. I knew from the beginning this wouldn't be accepted as evidence. This is untested technology. So the blood stain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color. That's actually a really bad argument. I'm sorry, Van Zeeks. Usually I'm on your side. That's not a good argument. What we've demonstrated is that there is blood that turns blue and purple. So the fact that there was someone who was at the scene of the crime and someone who appeared later again, it's very plausible. Like Van Zeeks, usually I'm on your side, but you should have just said this is untested technology, man. You should just say that this technology is... We have no idea if this technology actually works the way it's intended. But, you know, look, Van Zeeks, I like you, but... shut up. Well... Oh, God! It's its final form! And pray, do not even suggest that we should take Shelm's word for it. We can't let him get away with that! I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body, but what other choice do I have?
I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. About how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination.
Yeah.
In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it?
Listen, Iris. Iris, you're adorable. Leave it. Good grief! What did you just say? He's recognizing this argument. I cannot.
Technically, we're still doing it.
No! No!
In his summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it?
Van Zeeks thinks this is a legitimate argument. sure you guys realize this. She's effectively arguing jury nullification. She's literally saying,
ignore the evidence. Just vote however you want.
I cannot believe this argument is working. She is literally telling the jury to nullify.
So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now.
She's literally telling them to ignore the evidence and just vote what you feel. Man, if any lawyer made this argument today, they would be disbarred, thrown out of court, maybe thrown in jail for a couple of years. Yes! She's right! I love this game. I love this game. Are you too, Natalia? I love this game, man. Young lady, you have quite the devious mind. Arguing jury nullification.
It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Runo. Is that about right? What you say? Or did I misunderstand something?
Unbelievable. She literally eviscerated the entire philosophy of law in 2 sentences. Just do whatever you want, guys! Mr. Schultz's partner is a force to be reckoned with. You know, I'm going to argue that she gets away with it because she's adorable. Everyone's like, oh, wow, you're so smart, little girl. Let's agree with her.
Iris Wilson, sharpshooter.
And now she's going to kill everyone. After that shrewd precis of the situation from an entirely unexpected source, it must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to be reached its conclusion. This is absurd. I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. I'm with Van Zeeks on this one. Suddenly, I'm back in the prosecution's boat. I am sailing away with Van Zeeks. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings in this matter. Aww. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to a fair and just conclusion. So, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Guilty.
What the?
Guilty!
Not guilty.
Yeah, let's go, villain! Yeah! Villain Bolshevik! 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 2 called guilty, 4 called not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination. It turns out being a violent revolutionary is a good thing because he's a happy dude with a pet mouse.
Objection!
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. I'm pretty sure we could get Iris thrown in jail. On what grounds? If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, Then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. Dang, okay, I'm gonna be real here. This is some freaking legal philosophy they are talking about right now. They are actually really going hard into legal philosophy. Right? I talked about jury nullification, but I might have mentioned this before. I think jury nullification has come up a few times in Ace Attorney. But, or at least in this particular game, because this is the only, this is the only game that's actually had a jury. So I think we've talked about jury nullification before on this series. But essentially, what he's arguing is that, in theory, the jury has the right to just say someone is not guilty when a person is actually guilty. They just have the right to say that if they wanted to. And so Van Zieks is saying, well, that shouldn't be okay, right? It shouldn't be okay if someone is clearly guilty and they just clearly say not guilty, right? But it is very, very, very difficult to justify making jury nullification illegal, right? It's not illegal, by the way. In theory, the jury can do it. But it's very difficult to justify it because if the court has the power to just overturn the jury's ruling, just say, well, you guys are clearly doing jury nullification, it gives them grounds to just overturn any non-guilty verdict into a guilty verdict, within some limits, obviously. But it gives the court more power to just say the jury's wrong. So that's one of the reasons why jury nullification is one of those necessary evils, because the alternative is that the jury might as well not exist. Which, you know, is honestly an interesting question. Should we actually have a jury? That's actually an interesting question, and sometimes I question that as well. Anyway.
I'm sorry, Lord Van Zieks, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored.
Da. I learned da from Villain Borsbeck.
This trial will continue.
Iris, did you just shoot him?
I've been shot by a girl! Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. I've been shot by a 10-year-old pink-haired girl. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible.
What?
The name the gentleman gave for himself, Eggert Amanda Hugginkiss, is quite clearly false. False. Is quite clearly false.
I don't believe it. Just when I managed to prove the man was there that night. We've literally done our job. All we need is reasonable doubt, right? Right? Ace Attorney, right? I have no idea who this is. Is it Herlock? No. Herlock would not ask, could I say something? Could I say something? Is it Villain?
Who is that, please?
Oh, it's you!
It was me, my lord.
Juror number 5. I mean, you're very beautiful, but I suspect you're already married, which makes me sad.
What have you to say, madam?
If possible, Inspector.
Me, ma'am?
I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again. The one with the gentleman.
Alright, yeah, this one you mean. Oh, Mr. Benedict, see?
Does she know the person?
Yes. There's no doubt in my mind.
Juror number 5. You don't mean to... You know this man? Yes, I know him. I cannot. I cannot. Whoever's stacking the jury is doing an excellent job.
Order! Turn number 5. How on earth?
I am a communications officer. Stop. As we can clearly see by your fast button pressing. Wait. Morse code, are you supposed to go like this? I can imagine your arm would get tired. You're supposed to use your finger, right? Beep, 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 beep. Bro thought he could get away with eggs Benedict, please. Also, I like how her eyes are sparkly right now. She's clearly in love with me, and I love you too, juror number 5, wink. The gentleman, juror number 2, you saw nothing. The gentleman in the photograph. Photograph is, stop. Also, a communications officer, stop. He works in my office! Stop! Very talented operator, in fact. Stop. He should be in the communications station. Stop. Tapping away on the telegraph. Stop. This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right.
I suppose we all imagined the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out he has a respectable day job, whatever he gets up to at night.
Yeah, I suppose that's it. No. Do you know how much crime occurs under the noses of rich people? Oh my, no. You should expect this. You should absolutely expect this. Because if he's working with McGilded, one way or another, he is after the disc right here. Where's the disc? Here's the disc to Mr. McGilded. He's trying to get the disc from Mr. McGilded, right? And Mr. McGilded is actually an Irish spy working for the government. I think. Maybe. I don't know. They put this random news story in the back here that's about, like, the people are stealing government transmissions or something. I'm calling it now. McGilded is a spy from Ireland, and they are trying to steal back the Lucky Charm. Exactly, Kiyoma. What if he works as a communications officer to intercept messages? See? The brain! The wheels are turning, baby! Lucky Charms located. Stop. Red balloons. Stop.
If this gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Zeeks, if you please.
Yes, my lord. He's so done.
Make the necessary arrangements with all haste.
As your lordship bids. I am upset.
The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson!
My lord.
I should like to hear from you specifically about the events at the pawnbrokery on the day in question. come to my chambers during the recess. I need someone to push me on the swing.
A professional swing pusher, sir.
Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m.
1:40 p.m. How's my British? Is it okay? It feels a little bit awkward after going a week with not being British. Oh, I also didn't warm up today. I believe in magic, and that magic is Daniel Radcliffe's abs. Daniel Radcliffe with a beard is my beard. Daniel Radcliffe with a beard is my kink. Daniel Radcliffe could hikey choke me, and I would love it. Daniel Radcliffe could hikey choke me, and I would love it. Choke, choke, choke. Daniel Radcliffe could hikey choke me, and I would love it. All right, all right. 17th of April. 17th of April. 12:41 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Gina, how are you holding up? As you Japanese would say, you're a baka! I'm starting to feel quite warmly towards her frequent cold shoulders.
Oh, Jenny! Are you alright? Why aren't you saying anything?
I use my hat to hide my emotions. What's the point, eh? Why go through all this trouble and fight so hard for the likes of me? Because we like you, Gina, and you're our friend.
What?
Well, you saw it! The picture! What picture?
You mean this one? The photograph taken by Hurley's red-handed recorder? Well, I didn't think it would have captured a scene like this, that's for sure.
It's hopeless! Anyone who sees that's gonna think I did it, ain't they? Well, I won't pretend I wasn't in a bit of a shock for when the prosecution first presented this to the court, and I was incredibly upset that you didn't mention this, because it would have really helped to know this, so we could have actually built a case around it, but no, you just go off and do whatever you want! You're our daughter, that's why we're doing it for you. Surely you have your doubts about me now? You can't still think I'm innocent? You must be innocent because you need to grow up to be a detective because you are literally based off of one of the best inspectors in all of Sherlock Holmes. Of course I can. You're a baka!
Ginny, why don't you talk to us? Tell us what really happened that night. Bruno's cleverly managed to piece together a lot of new information, but still, we'd really like to hear it from you.
Alright then. It was after we had the dinner together at your place, right, Iris? Yeah, it's my place too. I'm just saying. You can say y'all's place. Wait. Y'all's places. Yeah, we had that dinner. we were just going out and eating some supper tonight. And we all had a chat up in your office, didn't we? Makes me wonder why they chose to make Gina a pickpocket. Yeah, it's interesting, huh? I don't remember. Maybe Lestrade in the Sherlock Holmes series had a bad upbringing. I don't remember, honestly. I remember. After that, I couldn't just get to sleep, so I slipped out and went out to the street, to the 2-to-1, the Winterbank place. I don't know if Iris's story was there or not. The Hound of the the Hound of the Bakers. I don't know what it's about, nothing. I can't even read. What if you ask me? There's something in that like Sean don't like. Something what you don't want people reading. So that's why I lied to Iris about sticking in a log with Winterbank for safekeeping. At least that's what I thought at the time. So you broke into Winterbank's. Oh, just had to, know if it was there or not. I mean, I had no idea that all was gonna kick off, did I? I struck the log and stuck inside. It was dark, you like, in there. So I gave the oil lamp counter a bit of a wick, and that's when...
What do you think you're doing?
I nearly died, I did. Next thing I knew... I grabbed the gun off the counter and was waving it in the air like, I don't know what. Wait, does she have the safety down? Oh my god, she literally could have pulled the trigger. I think. Let me see. That's what the gun looks like normally. Yeah, she legitimately had the safety down. Or as I call, the thumb lever. I grabbed the gun off the counter and was waving it like, I don't know what.
You're the girl who was in here this afternoon. I didn't think pickpockets went in for armed robbery.
Aww. Winterbank seems like a nice guy. Right? She's threatening him with a gun, and Winterbank walks up to her and says, I don't think you're a killer. The manuscript? Have you got it here? You sure would leave a lot of papers with you? A story?
I beg your pardon?
Look at how calm he is. He knows she's not gonna shoot. No, I don't know, some other. If it's here, I won't see it.
I'm sorry, young lady. I'd sooner die than relinquish an article belonging to one of my customers.
I don't want it. What would I do with it anyway? I just want to see if it's here, that's all.
Oh, you want to see it, do you?
I want to know if Sean's really pulling off here or not. Please, let me see it, I'll go.
Very well then. But for pity's sake, stop waving my gun around, would you?
So then he'll go over and lock the storeroom door, and we both went inside. It was alright. Mantle script. Sean's what line after all.
You did all that just to check for me, Jimmy?
Anyway, there was a bit of kick-up out there in the main shop. The skulking brought arrived at the scene, yeah? What was that noise? Someone's breaking in! That's you.
Dear me. Is there some burglars convention here tonight that I don't know about?
I think I forgot to shut the door behind me, sorry!
I better go and take care of it. Could I possibly have my gun back?
Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't talking about my gun. I was talking about these guns, baby! Yeah, let's go, Winterbank! Come on! Oh, well, I'll come with you. No.
Now don't be foolish, young girl. You must stay right here. Don't leave this room under any circumstances.
Oh, he was trying to protect. My heart is breaking, man. And this stupid, sad music in the back. Everyone, literally everyone Gina meets knows that she is a good girl. Literally everyone, except for her, man. Everyone knows Gina is good except for Gina. I swear to God. And with that, he took the gun on my hands and walked back into the shop. I'm back in the storeroom like he said. She is adorable. It is like that, man. Strain me ears to the dark to hear what's going on. Sound like they got into a bit of a scrap. Starting to think I should help. Trust me. Big strong window bank is a big strong man. So I was just about to go out the storeroom myself when that's 2 shots. A couple of shots get off. 2, I think. Almost at the same time. Oh, so 2 shots went off. So that was likely before we arrived at the scene. And then there I was, on my feet, arm face down on the door, on the floor. I was right next to the storeroom door, so I slammed it shut and locked it as quick as you like. Because you thought whoever had shot Mr. Winterbank might come for you. Yeah. So I went to grab the alcove's gun. I figured I'd put up a fight at least. But when I got a better look at him, I knew. She didn't even know the gun was not loaded, man. Which means Winterbank fought back, man. Winterbank was a goner. Winterbank freaking fought back, man. He's always talking about, I'll shoot myself in the head if something goes wrong. But at the end of the day, that man was fought, man. That man was a fighter. See this thickness right here? This is 100% pure man right here. With fabulous hair. I felt funny in my head all of a sudden. I felt kind of dizzy. After that, I don't remember nothing. I hope you guys never have to experience this, but if you do ever see someone pass in front of your eyes, it puts you into a very strange state. And I don't mean like, oh, someone gets shot. I mean like even something as simple as, you know, someone passing naturally. It puts you in a very strange state. Where like, you kind of, like for me, it felt, I just felt lightheaded for a while. So... like, so I kind of get that, man. Gina doesn't feel sad. She doesn't really feel anything because she's not sure what to feel. So she just feels dizzy. Obviously, it's not the same for everyone, but I can imagine Gina just having no idea what to do and then just randomly passing out. It must be when you passed out, Gina. I don't want I'm done. Your girl might still be alive. Did you tell the police you told everything? Everything you told us? Of course I did. They didn't believe a word they said, did they? All they said is if I kept telling lies, I'd make things even worse for me. You'll be alright, Ginny. Don't worry. Just stay strong a little longer. I'm about to shoot everyone! Ryuno's about to put the real culprit through the mill! Let go of what was there in the afternoon. That Eggs Benedict! Still remember how he looked at me. I was nothing. Cha-cha and all smooth and like. It was there that night. We don't know his real name yet, but I'm convinced he's involved somehow. Anyway, thank you for telling us what happened, Gina. I appreciate your honesty.
You what? You can leave it all to Ryuno's capable hands now, Ginny.
Mr. Naruhodo. Is that me? Yes? How come you trust me? Okay. I mean, have you forgotten what happened before here? Come on, it was only 2 months ago. Me and McGilded, we told you a whole pack of lies. And you got the bog trotter off with them, even though he was a killer. No, I could never forget that. Ew. I did what I thought was best at the time. But the pain of that error in judgment doesn't get any easier to bear. Don't forget that I also made you a promise. I told you that I'd be on your side to the end, no matter what. But what if I'm lying? You could be working to get another killer off the hook for all you know. Then say it. Then tell me that you killed him. I was once in your position, Gina. I was the accused in a trial. You were? Before I left Japan, I was accused of murder. And strange as it might sound, the circumstances of the crime were pretty damning. I picked up a gun that happened to be on the floor because I'm a genius. I was sure that no one would believe it. It wasn't me who'd done it.
Yeah, you know.
There was one person who stood up from... One person who believed in me and was prepared. Don't do this, please. My best... Don't do this, man. No! Ryunosuke, no one believes in you more than I do. Leave it to me. All you need to do is put your faith in me. I'll do the rest. I was so happy I cried. But even then, somewhere inside me, I couldn't help thinking, surely he doesn't really believe in me. Not completely. But I was wrong. I hate this game. As soon as my trial began, it was obvious that he had an absolute unwavering belief in me. And in turn, I developed an absolute unwavering belief in him. Since then, I came to realize, if you want someone to believe in you, you have to believe in them first. What are you saying? I promise you, Gina, that no matter what happens, I'll keep believing in you. So you don't need to worry. I won't let you down. You know I'm a diver. No good liar. You're not like McGilded, I know that.
That's right. You're a friend, Ginny.
Oh, Oris? We know you better than you think you do, than you think. And we've come to the conclusion that you're someone we can trust.
Yes.
That's really all we need to know.
exactly?
Mr. Naruhodo, oh, don't cry. Don't frickin' cry, man. I'm gonna... Defender General Strong Legal Representative! Bailiff, we're having a moment, man. Court proceedings are about to resume. Please enter the courtroom immediately. Of course. Thank you. I'd been both a defendant and a defending lawyer in my lifetime. So I knew only too well just how hard it was to put all your faith in another. And I also knew just how hard it was to bear the burden of another putting all their faith in you. This is at last the final chapter of the first game. Wish me luck, Susato-san. And I hope you're watching over me too, partner. Why does the writer have to torture us, man? The 10-year-old isn't a final boss. She'll be the final boss of the next game. 17th of April, 1:41 p.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. I hereby call this court to order as we resume the trial of Miss Gina Lestrade. Lord Van Zieks, you have successfully subpoenaed the witness. The subpoena was delivered to the communications station where the man works immediately, my lord. However, the heavy rain has delayed the arrival of his carriage, it would seem. I see. Then let us turn our attention to Inspector Gregson's precis of the case. Heard by the court this morning. The glaring omission of the third bullet in your report is a serious blunder, Inspector. I can only apologize, man. See? Poe, yeah, I've screwed up, what was that? I think I channeled a bit of big boy energy. Although the defense's chemical analysis of the blood at the scene makes for a compelling argument, I cannot permit such untried methods to be used as evidence in my courtroom.
I have shot you in the head! It's a big mistake to cross Hurley and me!
She's literally threatening the judge! This girl can get away with anything! Oh my god. Yeah, Iris is a little goblin. My lord! The subpoenaed witness has arrived at the building! Thank you, officer. Show him to the stand. Stand without delay. Mr. Eggs Benedict. I didn't expect to be crossing paths with him again so soon. Certainly not like this. I love how they're accomplices. Dash Ringo and freaking Eggs Benedict. Thank you for complying with the court subpoena at such short notice, sir. But of course, my lord, as an upstanding member of London society, it is my pleasure to oblige.
Now kindly state your name and occupation for the record. Ashley Graydon. Communicate.
His name is Ashley! Okay, Ashley.
Ashley Graydon, Communications Officer.
Mr. Graydon and I both work at London's Central Communications Station.
Now, perhaps someone would kindly explain what all this is about. You were appraised of the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume?
Yes, I was.
Something to do with the murder that took place at the pawnbrokers on Baker Street. And some nonsense about me cha-chaing on the night in question. That is the accusation, indeed.
This is really beyond a joke, you know.
Very well, without further delay, the court will hear your testimony, Mr. Graydon. You will respond to the accusation being made against you under oath.
Oh, cha-cha real smooth. Gladly, my lord. Gladly.
Naturally, I have occasion to make use of pawnbrokering services from time to time. But are you seriously suggesting I colluded with these thugs to break into the place on the night of the murder? I have no intention of admitting to such outrageous accusations. Even if certain parties here present claim that my blood was found at the scene. Such scaramouche, scaramouche? Scaramouche! Detectives' homebred tincture can hardly be taken as serious evidence.
Angry guy, he is still angry guy. Or awful guy.
So you deny the accusation completely, do you? I must say I am dismayed. For the highest court in the land to be swayed by this self-professed detective's toy. It was the will of the jury, and our great British justice system demands that the jury's will is upheld. Then it would seem we have a misfortune of the most inept assembly of jurors today. And by golly! How long am I expected to be detained here?
Okay, I am gonna be real with you right now, Graydon. The worst, and I mean worst possible legal strategy ever in all of legal systems. The worst strategy is to piss off the jury. That is literally the worst strategy ever. But by all means, go ahead.
If following the defense's cross-examination, your involvement in this matter has not been established, you will be free to leave immediately. Good. And I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. Some small consolation, at least. Let us not hold up Mr. Graydon any longer than necessary, counsel. Proceed with the cross-examination.
So, we meet again, Eggert Benedict. Or is it awful guy?
My apologies. You are...
Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Or, as I like to call myself, Naruhodo. Right, Jita up top. Defense lawyer. We have met.
If you say so.
Ashley Graydon. Enchanté. We're not in France, buddy. Enchanty. So... I'm taking that home with me. You're not getting it back.
I trust we can conclude this quickly.
But I'm not holding your flashy hat while we do. Super Mario Odyssey. That's enough throwing coffee. My guy does not care, man. Hold on. Do you see Ringo up there? He's like, look at this guy. Man, look at this guy. Naturally, I have occasional to use of pawnbrokering services from time to time.
Hold it!
Yeah, we even met at the very pawnbrokery where the crime took place on the afternoon of the day in question. Why doesn't he throw the chalice? Because Ryunosuke is underage to drink. Though, of course, you introduce yourself by a different name. Prawnbrokery. Prawnbrokery. It's a place where they sell prawns. It was Mr. Eggert Benedict, I believe. Tell me,
Objection.
what...
The witness is here to testify about events that took place that night.
I think it's a reasonable objection. Objection irrelevant.
He is under no obligation to answer such unrelated questions.
Van Zeeks loves his alcohol. He does. You can't be serious!
Thank you. Because I certainly do not feel inclined to answer such an inappropriate question. Unlike Ex-Benedict, okay? Just...
Oh, blimey! Oh, gore! Look at this guy!
Look at this fella.
He's so delicious!
Oh, he's magically delicious.
Almost like my Lucky Charms! So he's gonna be evasive, is he? In an effort not to give anything away. This could be tricky.
Hold it!
Oh, thank God, I think I have my health back. Have you seen these two men before?
This pair.
Oi, bruv, he's looking this way!
I see it, bruv.
What should we do?
Just pretend like you're rich.
Oh, more spotted tea, fellow!
No, I don't associate with criminals.
Said by a man who introduced himself as Eggs Benedict.
I'd like to know who I have to thank. Who I have to thank for this. Who made this outlandish accusation against me? The young lawyer there in the black.
Do they have the Fifth Amendment in Britain? I have no idea. I mean, they definitely have an equivalent of it in this age, but in Naruhodo age, I don't know.
Oh, cha-cha real smooth. Whose idea was it to permit an outsider to work in a British court without a cha-cha license? Well, needless to say, I have no intent of admitting to such outrageous accusations.
Hold it!
Okay, I suspect we're going to need the help of Dumb and Dumber over to the left, because I'm pretty sure they're going to start squealing on their boy. Now, let's be real here. Dumb and Dumber are absolutely snitches. Okay? Where were you on the round 1 o'clock in the morning of the night in question? He's going to say sleeping.
That is past the hour in which I would normally retire. Certainly! I was not in the company of these rapscallions.
I love these two. Holy bruv, he's looking this way again.
Just act natural, bruv.
You're able to prove that? That's not how it works, Naruhodo.
Objection!
Listen carefully, my learned Nipponese friend. For you to appear under the gross misapprehension for this point.
What do you mean?
The witness maintains he was not at the scene of the crime. He has no obligation to prove his...
No! No! So, he gets innocent until proven guilty! He gets... But... What about me? What about me? What about me?
If your accusation is that the witness was present at the scene, the obligation lies with you to prove your assertion.
I cannot believe Van Zeeks, of all people, just argued innocent until proven guilty. Life ain't fair. You're right. Life ain't fair. Okay, we gotta just keep poking. Poke, 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 poke.
You will fulfill that obligation before putting any more unreasonable questions to the witness. Oh, cha-cha real smooth.
A silent victory wiggle. Yo, can you imagine in today's courtroom, you are at the witness stand, some lawyer just does an objection, and you go... This is Japritan.
Even if certain parties here present claim that my blood was blood was found at the scene.
Oh, wait.
Hold it!
Blood was found at the scene of the crime. There's no question of that. The animators definitely had fun doing Awful Guys animations. Mr. Sholmes' chemical analysis. You can't bring up that evidence. The judge has already ruled that it's not allowed, man.
But I am not the only human to have blood running through my veins, am I? How can you be sure that the blood is mine?
Can I say objection argumentative? Yes? No?
It could equally be the blood of these two miscreants.
Every individual's blood has a slightly different composition, it seems. Mr. Sholmes is chemicals.
Spare me the science lesson, little sixth grader. Who is this Sholmes character anyway? Who is this Sholmes character anyway?
Oh, I assumed all Londoners would know the name. He's a great, well, he's a detective. Yeah, but your blood is ugly green.
So even you are unable to bring yourself to say the great detective.
Ooh, that's a loss for us. That's 100% a loss for us.
A great detective, you say? Now we're in the realm of fairy tales, are we?
What?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Skulkin? Wait, what? Hey, what, me? No, the Mr. Skulkin next to you.
Right, I've had it up to you for this. How many times do I gotta tell you, mercy? No, not you!
Yes, I know. You're not big, bruv, Skulky. Even though you kind of look the same. Luigi. Mr. Nash Skulkin.
God blimey, Gov. You what?
Is it not the case that when Mr. Graydon just spoke, a thought went through your mind? Care to share that thought?
Me? Thought? I don't have none of them. It must have been him.
You what? Mr. Nash Skulkin, answer the question, please. What went through your mind when Mr. Graydon just spoke? No, Scott, nothing. I was just thinking, if he waves his arm around that like much more, he'll open the wound again. Let's go! Thank you, Nash Skulkin. That will be all. What wound? Where the bullet got? It was on 2 days ago. It ain't gonna be healed up yet. So I was, you know, I was waiting for him, and oh, hell's Bill! Mr. Graydon, did you hear that? What? Your comrade's worried about you, it seems. On account of your injured arm. My lord.
Yes, Mr. Graydon.
I have no idea what these two wretches are talking about. Certainly, I shouldn't be expected to answer anything in relation to their mindless insinuations. We know that someone other than the victim was hit by a bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. And it was the height of the bullet. And from the height of the bullet in that hole in the wall, the person was likely hit in the upper arm. Perhaps you'd allow a court official to examine your arm, sir. The left arm that you're currently clasping with your right hand, as if in pain. Bada bum, bada boom. No, I refuse. You have shown no evidence whatsoever that links me to these common thieves. Accordingly, I am not obliged to permit such an invasive invasion of my privacy. As I've already said, I'm completely uninvolved in all of this. I've never had anything to do with the pawnbrokery where this fellow was killed whatsoever. I take offense to this insinuation that I was in any way involved.
You claim to have done nothing whatsoever to Mr. Winterbank's pawnbrokery.
My lord, the defense would like that last statement to be added to Mr. Graydon's formal testimony.
Very well, counsel.
Well, butts. The bottom line is I've never had anything. Where's the picture? Where's the picture of Mr. Graydon? I guess we can present the music thing. But hold on, let's press this last one first.
Hold it!
Never had anything to do with it, huh? You forget I was there, Mr. Graydon. On that very afternoon. Obviously, I am not a complete stranger to the pawnbrokers. I'm currently on the lookout for an armchair to furnish my study.
Objection!
No, you were there to redeem an article. I have no idea what you're talking. Luigi?
Excuse me!
Wow, this is a busy testimony. Do you have something to add, Inspector?
Yeah, my fish and chips, sunshine.
You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector? That afternoon.
Well, yeah, I do remember meeting yourself at the pawnbroker that afternoon, man. You and your young Japanese assistant, and the accused were all present, I recall.
And some other dude that wasn't important, but he was sulking in the back with a bar of caramel. At the time, this witness, Mr. Graydon, was trying to acquire a particular article. No. I'm afraid I don't remember to quit. Gregson, don't do this to me. Gregson. Greg. Have we not been bros since day one? Did I not say, hey, how's it going? And you said, what you doing here, sunshine? And I said, fish and chips. And you're like, yeah, I can go for some fish and chips. Were we not bros for like day one? Come on. Come on, man. But you must. I'm not gonna lie and pretend like I remember something I don't. No, he absolutely remembers because he specifically said, don't put the disc into evidence. And then Van Zieks was like, well, you know what? Suck it, bitch. And so he put the disc into evidence. He totally remembers. This disc is way too important. What's going on here?
Pixie showed us a picture before, didn't he? You know, from the cameras that Hurley installed at Winterbanks.
Of course.
Indeed. And the gentleman pictured bears a striking resemblance to the witness, I must say.
Maybe he is scared to say anything. Exactly. Which proves that Mr. Graydon was in the shop on the afternoon in question.
At no point have I denied that fact. I merely entered the shop to pursue the articles on sale and have a word with the broker. Nothing more.
See? This makes no sense. I understand why Mr. Graydon might be trying to cover his tracks. But why would Gregson be trying to avoid giving testimony about what happened? And where did your infinite fish and chips come from? That's all he has to say on the matter, huh?
What do you think, Runo?
I think he has no intention of telling us anything. Well, he's aware that the less he says, the less chance he has of giving himself away.
The complete opposite of Hurley, then. He seems to think that the more he says, the better.
Well, at least I managed to prize a little more information from the witness's lips. All thanks to the Skulkin brothers.
Yes, they were the key to it after all.
So he says he has nothing to do with Winterbanks. Well, we know that's not true.
Perhaps now would be a good time to have a proper look through the court record.
Good idea. You never know what tiny scrap of information could be a valuable weapon. Do you know what else is a tiny scrap of information? Iris. Colluded with the murder of no attention. Something teacher. Alright, the bottom line is I have never had anything to do with the pawnbroker in this establishment. Okay. Okay, so there's a few things. We could present the music box. But we can also present the pawnbroker's ticket, one small box. Wait, where's the circus thing? Did we ever get that circus flyer from him? Was it a circus flyer? I don't remember what it was. Like something that had like the writing on the back of it. Blood samples portfolio, Gina's representation, papers, autopsy report, crime scene, gun, Skulkin Brothers photograph of Gina, post photograph shot, stereoscope, this, and that. Should we just show the music box?
Objection!
Have you ever seen this disc before, Mr. Graydon?
Why? Is it supposed to mean something?
This disc was until the day of his murder in pawn in the Winterbanks shop. It was redeemed by the defendant,
Miss Gina Lestrade that afternoon. However, somebody mysteriously appeared to try to take it from her. That somebody was you, of course. Wasn't it, Mr. Graydon? As I have reiterated numerous times now, you are mistaken. That was not me. I never seen that disc before in my life. It may have escaped your notice, but there's a small smear of blood on the disc.
Yes, resulting from an abrasion of the thumb, perhaps?
That's right. The surface of the disc is covered with hundreds of tiny metal bumps. In the skirmish to acquire the disc, the thumb of the person who tried to take it suffered minor lacerations. Oh, would you please take off your glove, Mr. Graydon? So, while the disc bears remnants of that skirmish in the form of the smear of blood, the thumb of the person in question must bear remnants also, in the form of a scratch.
Good gracious! Indeed it must!
Mr. Graydon, you refused to allow the court officer to examine your arm before. Are you now going to refuse to allow us to examine your thumb? Because I have no doubt that it bears a small scratch, consistent with the smear of blood on this disc.
I shot him, you know.
Oh, well. It would seem I underestimated you.
But what is the meaning of this?
I don't know why he's lying. Yeah, I don't know either. It might have to do with the whole government conspiracy thing. So you admit it now. You admit to having a scratch on your thumb from where you attempted to take the disc from the defendant.
Order! Well, Mr. Graydon.
It would appear there has been something of a misunderstanding here. I did not attempt to take the disc, as you put it. No, quite the reverse. What are you trying to say? It's really quite simple. The disc was mine from the outset. Of course. Have you ever seen someone cha-cha like this? Is there some crime in taking an item that you own out of pawn? It would seem, Mr. Graydon, that this piece of evidence my learned friend has established... In this piece of evidence, my learned friend has established a link between yourself and the incident. Accordingly, you will tell the court everything you know about this disc now. As you wish. Though I'm quite sure it has nothing whatsoever to do with the pawnbroker's murder. Alright, let's go, Graydon. Or awful guy. There's a note on the disc saying for McGilded, but the item belongs to me. The redemption ticket was stolen from me by the accused, that filthy gutterling, on the day in question. I proceeded at once to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem the article. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. Why was it taken by the police? Gregson? Huh? Gregson? In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that same night.
Did I just hear you correctly, sir? McGilded, the famous London philanthropist, who is not guilty. McGilded did nothing wrong. Perished in this very courtroom 2 months ago, after being acquitted of a distinctly messy murder.
Yes, my lord. The one and the same.
Good lord, Mr. Graydon! Are you saying that Mr. McGilded and yourself were acquainted? You can still hear his voice, to this very day in this very courtroom. If you listen carefully and ask the defendant's stand, what are they after?
They're after me, Lucky Charms! 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 Charms!
Yes, that is correct. They execute people in the... Well, he was executed in this courtroom. That doesn't mean they generally execute people in this courtroom. Well, I certainly didn't expect that name uttered in my courtroom again. According to what Gina told us, this disc was placed in pawn on that fateful night 2 months ago. McGilded gave instructions to deposit it at the window banks. He was declared not guilty in that case. Yeah, he also was declared not guilty, so fundamentally he was executed by definition, but not legally.
It's funny that Mr. Graydon here is claiming the disc belongs to him then, isn't it?
In all likelihood, he's Ryunosuke, no! Really? No. Could it be that a murderer is Oh, wow, why didn't I think of that? So he appeared that afternoon at Windibanks in order to get his hands on McGilded's disc for some reason. Okay, I believe McGilded was probably, like, doing something to do with, like, spy secrets or something like that, and that's why, Gregson cares about the information so much. And maybe that's why Gregson doesn't want the stuff revealed to the public. I assume the gallery here is public. I'm not sure. They have never said that this is like a special case where only certain people are allowed to come in or anything. So I suppose by revealing evidence, they're functionally revealing like government conspiracies to the world, I guess.
There's a note on the disc saying for McGilded, but the item belongs to me.
Hold it!
Would you care to explain how this belongs to you?
As you will observe by my graceful cha-chaing, a communications officer such as myself commands a fine salary. You are certainly exquisitely dressed, sir. So, you see, I have little need to make use of the services provided by the pawnbrokery trade. However, I did once find myself in difficulties, having misplaced my purse while lost on an errand. Which is why I pawned my fine black overcoat to the broker in question.
You claim it was your overcoat.
Obviously. And in my haste, I clean forgot that the music box disc was in its pocket. And yet, there is a note on it that reads for McGilded. I am a collector of rare and unusual music box music. I first met Mr. McGilded at a gentleman's club in the city.
Is a gentleman's club like a gentleman's club, or is like a gentleman's club like a strip club in the 18th century? Because nowadays, when people say gentlemen's clubs, they're essentially strip clubs. So, I don't know. Graydon, what were you doing?
And was interested to discover that he shared my penchant in that area.
Area.
So the disc in question is a pre-production sample. I promised to let McGilded hear it. But then you forgot it was in the pocket of that overcoat you were forced to pawn.
Yes, exactly. It's not a bad lie, to be honest.
Gina didn't mention any of that in her testimony 2 months ago, did she?
No, because McGilded had threatened to keep her mouth shut. Which means that if we dig too deeply here, it's going to expose Gina's perjury. I am going to be real here, Ryunosuke. That doesn't seem like an option anymore. I think you're going to have to expose perjury. Okay? Gina might be guilty of perjury, but nobody sues anyone for perjury. Nobody goes to trial for perjury. Why? Because lawyers are lazy. They would rather go to trial to something that gets them paid. Okay? Perjury doesn't get paid. No one gets paid for suing for perjury. Okay? So nobody ever gets sued for perjury.
Oh dear. This is complicated, isn't it?
Let's leave it alone for the time being.
The redemption ticket was stolen from me by the accused. The filthy gutterling!
Hold it!
So you're saying that Miss Lestrade lifted the ticket from your pocket?
That's right. Despite being mindful of the danger when walking in the insalubrious areas of her kind frequent.
Objection!
Miss Lestrade did no such thing. Objection, that is slander. Can you say objection slander?
Well, of course you would take that stance. But the girl is a regular offender. Regular offender.
You came to the pawnbrokery that day prepared with all the information you needed to identify the defendant. You were looking for her. That's what brought you to Windibanks. To get your hands on McGilded's disc.
My learned friend is a veritable font of nonsense.
Nonsense?
I concur with the prosecution. You are a veritable font of nonsense. Counsel, you will refrain from conjecturing in this way. Is that clear?
Yes, my lord.
Then I will continue my testimony, for what possible use it can be. I proceeded at once to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. Oh, whoops.
Hold it!
Had you ever been to Windibanks before?
Only once, for the purposes of pawning something. But like many, I enjoy browsing in such establishments. So when you noticed that the pickpocket had taken your ticket, you chased after her, is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
I didn't notice at first, of course. Such is the art of the pick-purse. But when I did, I headed to the pawnbrokery at once in order to reclaim my coat before the thief could. I was merely trying to recover what was rightfully mine in the first place.
He can say what he likes because he knows we have no evidence.
Hold it!
Yes. It was taken by Inspector Gregson here, wasn't it?
That's right. This was the very man. Apparently, the police are collecting anything that has connection to Mr. McGilded as evidence.
Excuse me!
Hmm? You're going to sleep? Have a great night, Natalia. I'll hope to catch you next time. Is something wrong, Inspector?
What do you mean?
The last remark Mr. Graydon made in his testimony seemed to trouble you in some way.
No, we didn't know that. Leave it alone.
Let me ask you this, Inspector. Why is Scotland Yard gathering McGilded's possessions?
I can't tell you something like that, sunshine. What is it, Inspector? Investigative secrets. Yeah, exactly. You should know all about that, see? Magnus McGilded, who died so unexpectedly after his trial 2 months ago. A man renowned throughout the capital for his great contributions to public life. Yet, he had a dark side too. Where are you going with all this, Manzakes? I suppose the police are dealing with the aftermath of his nefarious activities. Are they? That's enough. Coppers like me have duties to carry out. We're not at liberty to talk. That's all you need to know. Duties conferred by Lord Strongheart, I presume. The Lord Chief Justice appears to have great faith in you, Inspector. Bottom line is, if you want to get more out of me, you're gonna need Lord Strongheart's paw print first, see?
What's all this about? It's like there's something going on between Gregson and Van Zeeks. Interdepartmental drama.
It would appear the Inspector has revealed all he is at liberty to reveal. Mr. Graydon, let us return to your testimony. Gladly, my lord. In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that same night.
Hold it!
But perhaps you'd seen something of value among the forfeited item. He found this! One small box. He was looking for one small box because there's a music disc, so obviously we need a music box.
No, not at all. A valuer was brought in by the police to assess everything in the shop. Without exception, every article on the shelves was common grade. Common or garden, bric-a-brac.
Bric-a-brac? What does that mean? In that case, it's clear that you broke in the shop later that day in order to recover Mr. McGilded's disc.
Have you not been listening, man? Even if I had wanted to recover the disc. You may recall that it had been seized by the police that afternoon. It was no more in the shop that night than I. As I kept saying, I simply had no reason to break in.
So there was nothing of McGilded's left in the shop that night. Nothing this man might have been after. I wonder if that's really true.
Runo, if you have some evidence, then let him have it.
Here you go, sir. All right, thank you. I'll put it in my pocket. No, not like that, Runo! McGilded slipped the disc into his pocket coat. Coat pocket. His pocket coat. His little pocket coat. And had deposited it at Windibank's. Then when he realized he was going to be arrested, he threatened Gina and forced her to take the redemption ticket.
There's no doubt about it. That witness is lying through his pearly white teeth.
The police were obviously after anything left behind by McGilded. That's why Inspector Gregson ended up taking the disc into custody.
But Gregsy's being very strange about this all. There must be a reason for it. That I'm sure. I just don't know what it is.
Oh, I just don't know what it is.
Wow, you sounded like me for a second, Ryunosuke.
Oh,
Runo.
I need to focus on the fact that Graydon is lying. Okay, so we know. Okay, the redemption on the day in question. I proceeded at once to the shop to explain the situation. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. In other words, there's absolutely... Okay, wait, hold on. Where's the coat? In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that night, the same day. I believe we have to present the fact that redemption ticket, not this one, not the code, but there's a box that Windibank had.
Objection!
This disc was deposited on at Windibank's on Magnus McGilded's instructions. You knew that, and you went there with the intention of obtaining it yourself.
Objection!
Conjecture again? Oh, conjecture again. And in any case, the disc was taken into custody by the police that afternoon. The witness had no reason to visit the pawnbrokery again that night.
Objection!
Sorry, my learned friend, or should I say, not so learned. Oh, let's go! What? McGilded had another article in pawn at Windibank's, as this second pawnbroker's ticket proves. There were 2 articles belonging to Mr. McGilded at Windibank's pawnbrokery. How's this for cha-cha? And the reason you broke into the shop that night was to recover the second one. Together with your 2 accomplices, the Skulkin brothers!
This is the second ticket, is it? What had that man deposited?
The article description reads, 1 small box. Maybe a music box.
A rather vague description, it seems to me. Are you suggesting that I broke into the pawnbrokery with these clowns in order to steal some trinket box?
I believe there are adequate grounds to suspect that you did.
This is absurd! Why on earth would I do such a thing? Once the article has been forfeited, I could simply walk into the shop and purchase it. There would be absolutely no need for me to resort to theft.
That's a good point.
Indeed, the witness makes a solid argument.
So, that means for some reason, this grading fellow needed the small box that very night, doesn't it?
Objection!
It's time to put an end to this nonsense, my lord. Could you be a little less cryptic, Lord Van Zieks? I do hate to ruin my learned friend's argument, but the truth is quite incontrovertible. On the night in question, no small box was taken from the Winterbank's pawnbrokery. And rest assured, the prosecution can prove it.
Wait, what?
Good gracious! Inspector, show the photographic prints to the court, if you please.
Yes, sir, mainstay.
Oh, now they're getting along. Oh, well, now that we're against Ryunosuke, we're gonna get along, we're gonna cooperate, but while it doesn't help me, we're gonna argue.
These prints were taken from one of the detective's security cameras. Mainstay.
Hurley's red-handed recorders again!
As previously explained, using this plan of the shop layout.
Okay, you know, when I started streaming on Friday, my British was not that great, but I feel like it's slowly coming back. The mouthfeel is slowly coming back.
The victim's establishment was furnished with automatic cameras in 2 locations.
And I think partially it has to do with the intensity. When I'm more intense, when I'm talking like this, I can kind of exaggerate a little bit more.
One was set to capture the counter where Mr. Winterbank received his customers, and the other was set to capture the shelves on which articles were placed on sale once forfeited.
According to information on this ticket, McGillard's small box had already been forfeited, mainstay, 2 days before the incident at 9 p.m. on 13th of April, to be precise, mainstay.
I mean, maybe he needed to break in because he couldn't have anyone know that he took the box. And I mean, let's be real here. Okay, nothing was taken. He's like, oh, well, nothing was taken. He's just like, okay, well, I mean, it's a box. Whatever was inside the box must have been the more important thing.
Which means it would have been on the shelves of the forfeited items in the shop front. Now, what I have here is a print taken by one of the cameras about 2 hours before the incident. That's 11 p.m. on 15th of April. See?
Okay, I'm looking at all the boxes. The 2 that stand out is just a little bit above the horse. There's a plate, and there's like a little triangle napkin. And then up there, that's one box. The other box is a little bit to the right. It's next to like a crank handle. So I'm noting the positions of those 2.
It appeared the victim certainly had a very full shop.
And here we have another print.
Oh! Yep. The one to the right of the horse just moved. The right of the horse just moved. It was closer to the box on the first one, or it was closer to the one with the crank handle on the first one. And then the second one, it moved a little bit further.
I see. So we have 2 pictures to compare.
Yeah, you guys see it? You guys see it? It's kind of hard to see because it's small, but okay. You look at the horse's head, go to the right a little bit. You run into a box with a crank handle. The box next to it. That one moves in the 2 pictures, between the 2 pictures. It moves quite clearly, too. How did they miss that? How did they frickin' miss that?
No, I must say that placing them side by side leaves me cold. Cold? Leaves me cold. Dear me. Starting to make my head ache.
Juror number 3, if you would please.
Obviously, Scotland Yard, we consider theft as one motive in the case. We explored the possibility that something had been taken in addition to the victim's life.
So your men have already compared the two prints thoroughly, Inspector?
Yes, sir.
It's obviously moved. It obviously shifted. Scotland Yard is a joke. No wonder Sherlock Sholmes gets all the credit. Because as incompetent as he is, he's less incompetent than Scotland Yard. I swear to God. Oh my goodness. Wait, no, never mind. I take it all back. It's not necessarily Scotland Yard being incompetent. It is Gregson hiding information. He's been hiding information since Awful Guy took the stand. So maybe he's trying to hide the evidence right now because he doesn't want to present it. But we get cross-eyed Iris, hopefully.
And the Yard's conclusion is that the exact same number are present in both. See?
In other words, nothing was taken from the pawnbrokery on that night in question. And my learned friend's assertion is nothing more than a hopeful fantasy. Don't do that anymore, you're going to throw out your back.
If I could have just shown that he'd stolen the pawn box.
Oh, cha-cha, real smooth.
You know what, Rudo? I've been thinking. I wonder if these two photographs really are exactly the same.
Can I do the stereoscope thing again with my thumb? Let me see. I can't. I'm done. I'm freaking done with this. I can't. It hurts, man. It freaking hurts. What?
So, counsel, in light of the evidence put forward, what is your position? It seems, in fact, that on the night in question, nothing was stolen from the victim's establishment. Do you accept the prosecution's assertion?
I don't know. Could there be some hidden discrepancy in these two photographic prints?
No, there's no discrepancy.
Point out a discrepancy. I wasn't sure at first, but there is a clear discrepancy between these two prints.
What? You must identify the location in question for the court, counsel. Indicate the precise location of the discrepancy you speak of.
Wait, I can't point at both things at the same time, but I'll just point at this right here.
Take that!
Granted, these two prints are almost identical, but do you know what almost identical means? It means not identical, baby! However, there is one minor discrepancy between them.
Man, what?
Oh, yeah, it wasn't that he was being silly and dumb. He was purposefully hiding it. When you view the two pictures and stare, you don't need the stereoscope. Almost Christmas means it's not Christmas, baby. A single area stands out as being different. The location of this small box. Who was hiding it? Gregson. Because Gregson, for some reason, doesn't want to reveal anything that has to do with McGilded. Where's cross-eyed Iris? I love Judge.
By Jove, you're right! How extraordinary!
What this tells us is very simple. McGilded's small box was indeed not stolen from the Windibanks on the night in question. However, there can be no doubt. Somebody picked up this particular box and returned it to its place on the shelves.
Are you suggesting the small box originally deposited by Mr. McGilded is in fact...
Yes! The very small box I identified in those photographic prints!
Objection!
No cross-eyed Runo, unfortunately. Maybe he discovered more about McGilded. Yeah, I think he doesn't want to reveal whatever government conspiracy that McGilded might have been working on. I suspect.
Mindless guesswork. What if it was? So a box was moved on the shelf? Nothing was stolen. Which means, quite simply, it has nothing has changed.
That may be true, but... Alright, McGilded's box wasn't stolen then. But doesn't the fact that it was moved like that change things? It changes nothing. It changes everything! I believe this changes everything about the case.
How can that be possible?
The crucial point is the fact that what was moved was a small box. In other words, we have to consider what might have been inside the box, like I just said, like 10 minutes ago. Yeah. Okay, okay. I'm finally back like this with the game.
What are you suggesting?
I totally random, but now that I'm looking at this pose, is this pose not incredibly anime?
I'm unleashing my final form!
Oh, looks like somebody's a little bit quiet on the stand, Mr. Cha-Cha. I'm suggesting we need to examine that box as soon as possible. A vital piece of evidence is sitting on the shelves at window banks as we speak.
Objection!
That won't be necessary. Some little box belonging to a man who died 2 months ago can't possibly be relevant to this trial. Can't. The court does not uphold your objection, Lord Van Zeeks.
If we have to fight Gregson, yeah, I don't want to fight Gregson. Because if we fight Gregson, we're going to win because I'm awesome. And Gregson's going to be dead. And I don't want to kill Gregson.
Bailiff! Arrange for an officer to go to Baker Street at once. Arrange for an officer to go to Baker Street at once. Obtain the small box in question and bring it back here for further examination.
Alright, what do we got? Give me the box, baby. Give me the box. Give me the box. Give me the box. Are we just going to be standing here staring at each other for like an hour? Wait. Give me a close-up on the Skulkin brothers. Give me a close-up on the Skulkin brothers. No!
We should have a report within half an hour. I think perhaps we should recess for a short while until the evidence is brought forth. To be hoodwinked by such a farce. Disappointing. I beg your pardon, Lord Van Zeeks. This is nothing but a smoke screen. A Nipponese specialty, like takoyaki.
What are you trying to say? Takoyaki is delicious!
My learned friend has persisted with the same line of reasoning from the very beginning. That this witness's intent was to steal an article belonging to Mr. McGilded from the pawnbrokery. Yet common sense tells us that none of the articles have value enough to be worth stealing in the first place.
Exactly!
It would be beyond absurd to break into a place for the purpose of stealing such commonplace property! I need more booze. If your lordship recalls, Mr. McGilded perished 2 months ago, immediately after the conclusion of this trial.
But Mr. McGilded was... yeah, I mean, that's true. Maybe the box is worth a lot.
A trial in which he was found not guilty. A trial in which it was established that he was the upstanding member of society his reputation implied, in fact. And so I propose a toast. to my learned friend and his most insightful defense.
Oh, he knows. He knows this is going back to the McGilded camp. Frick. 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 He's going to expose the fact that... Okay, no. First of all, no. It's your fault that McGilded got a not guilty verdict. Not my fault. I was simply doing my job. My job is to demonstrate that you suck. That's the job of the defense, and I demonstrated that the prosecution sucks. Congratulations. I did my job. Did you do your job? No, you didn't. Because you allowed someone to tamper with evidence. You did an incomplete investigation, and so a killer walked free. It's not the defense attorney's fault. It's the prosecution's fault. It's your fault. It's your fault, buddy.
The articles this upstanding member of society pawned were entirely ordinary. A black overcoat that just happened to have a music box disc in one of its pockets. And a small box. I assure you, I wouldn't accept even if the man tried to make a gift of such things to me.
You know, that makes the latter a lot of sense.
It's not if it was jewels, you know. But you can't deposit cash in a pawnbrokery. What do you think, Mr. Squeakanovich? The prosecution's argument is undeniably compelling.
Oh, that's true. Ryunosuke didn't even have a choice, man. Life is so unfair for Wright and his brethren.
It is incumbent on the defense now to bolster its argument. I just poured that cup, but I'm going to throw it anyway. To explain what possible significance these commonplace articles pawned by this fine citizen could have. Well, counsel, is your argument in fact demonstrable? Are you able to show proof that the disc or box are in any way in any tangible way related to this case?
Well,
What's the matter, Ryuno? We know that they're related, don't we? They're both vital pieces of evidence.
yes, of course. You and I know that.
Mr. Van Zeeks, I'm requiring this 50 quid to be paid using Cash App this time.
And
We know the significance, even if we don't know why. But if we explain all that to the court at this point, we'll have to acknowledge that McGilded's acquittal 2 months ago was a mistake. And the mistake was Van Zeek's fault. Come on. If I swear to God, they better not. It's like, no. We use the evidence that that the defense's argument was flawed, based on false information that the prosecution presented.
oh no,
And that would mean admitting that Gina committed perjury. I guess there's no escaping that one.
Ginny,
Could it be that Van Zeeks knows? Is that why he's doing this now? Because he anticipated everything!
I see the future, Ryunosuke.
maybe this could be a great opportunity for us.
Sorry? What do you mean, Iris?
Well, what is it that you always say, Ryuno?
Never wash your socks on Sunday?
No, the other thing. Sooner or later, the truth comes out. Every time.
Oh, yeah, I do say that sometimes, don't I? Alright. The exact significance of these things that McGilded deposited with Windobank is something that only Gina can explain to the court. But if I put her on the stand to testify about that, it could critically damage our chances of winning this case. What's the right thing to do here? Have her testify, man. My lord, the defense would like to make a proposal.
Oh, what proposal, counsel?
While the court awaits the arrival of McGilded's small box, I would like to call the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, to the witness stand. Am I allowed to do that in this era? Because it always seems like the prosecution's like, oh, we're going to call the witness and you could have to cross-examine him. It's like, are we allowed to call witnesses and have him cross-examine? Because...
The defendant. To what end?
It's to do with the various articles deposited at Windabank by Mr. McGilded, my lord. We did that in the DLC, did we? I don't entirely remember. Right, DL6. Who did we call? Did we call someone to the stand? I do remember that one case where we played as Edgeworth, and Edgeworth was like, man, being a defense attorney is awesome! Miss Lestrade has information relating to them. I believe it would be beneficial for the court to hear what she has to say. It'll prove the significance of the articles in question once and for all!
Well, things are becoming interesting. I presume you've considered the implications of the testimony you're proposing. In particular, the impact it will have on the accused standing. Accused standing. And indeed your own.
I have.
Lord Van Zieks, would you care to explain the last remark? The last remark?
The prosecution accepts the defense's proposal.
I do.
I do!
I move to interrupt the cross-examination of the current witness and hear from the accused herself.
Excuse me? I have tea time to make!
Very well, if you have no objection. So the court will now hear the testimony of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. Your witnesses currently in the stand may step down until further notice.
Oh, cha-cha.
Then I shall bid you good day. Wait. You, sir, shall remain in the stand while Miss Lestrade testifies. As you wish.
All right.
Gina, it's time.
How many people are going to be on the stand? Like 5 now? I know this will be hard, but please, put your faith in me.
Good luck, Ryuno.
Or the articles that Mr. McGilded deposited in the Windabank's pawnbrokery are intimately related to the omnibus case, the trial in which was heard in this courtroom 2 months ago.
Yes, and I remember this young lady being brought before me in the trial as well.
That's right, my lord. Her testimony helped to establish the innocence of the defendant, Mr. McGilded. Although, what the prosecution should have done was not call Gina as a witness. What's his face? Frickin' McGilded was like, oh, well, she was there too, and then the prosecution was like, well, we didn't register her as a witness, so too bad. It's not that hard.
The omnibus case was intriguing, to say the least. And now, here we all are again. The same players in the trial facing each other once more. A twist of fate, perhaps. My Nipponese friend.
Allow me to recap the events of 2 months ago. And a brickmaker was stabbed to death in an omnibus running along London's winter streets. You saw, that sucks. Hopefully it wasn't too bad of a spoiler. Or at the very least, just like, push it to the side of your mind. Apart from the victim, there was only one other person in the carriage, Mr. McGilded. Naturally, he was the prime suspect for murder. But as the trial progressed, another possibility emerged. that the murder, in fact, took place above the defendant's head on the roof deck, with the body then being dropped through the skylight into the carriage below. It was Mrs. Lestrade. It was Miss Lestrade's testimony who brought that to light. At the time of the incident, Miss Lestrade was concealed under a seat in the carriage, hoping to pick the pockets of unsuspecting passengers. Then, immediately after the trial, having been acquitted of murder, Mr. McGilded died in this very courtroom, in the most extraordinary of circumstances.
A mystery that remains unsolved even now, 2 months on.
Maybe it's because the person who caused the mystery is prosecuting people.
As indeed does the omnibus murder itself.
Well, that's kind of your fault, buddy.
Be that as it may, I recall neither the disc nor this small box being mentioned in the course of these proceedings.
Miss Lestrade? Will you tell the court now, please? What really happened in the omnibus 2 months ago, I mean.
I don't know what you mean. I always said all what I know.
And what about everything you told us yesterday from inside your prison cell?
Oh,
Please. Miss Lestrade, this is extremely important.
you can do it, Gina. I believe in you.
Remember, little girl? If it transpires that you willfully withheld information in the trial 2 months ago, the Home Office will seek to prosecute you for perjury.
Nobody gets prosecuted for perjury! Is he just doing this to spite me at this point?
Oh, blimey.
And naturally, you will lose all credibility as a witness. Although, let's face facts. You have little credibility to lose.
Ginny, don't listen to him. You have to trust me now. Iris, they're on your side. All right then. I'll talk.
It's the right choice, Gina.
Well, it would seem that snitches get stitches. So be it. I must confess that I'm struggling to understand what's going on right now. However, it would appear that McGilded pawned articles in that extraordinary case of the omnibus harbor secrets of which we've been hitherto unaware. So, Miss Lestrade, you will now give your testimony before the court about the events of 2 months ago. You will reveal the truth, a commodity sorely lacking in your original statements.
This is it then. Everything's gonna come out. Like Van Zeke said. This could bring the whole courtroom down on my ears. About my ears. But as a lawyer, I'm prepared to take that risk. The real truth.
Truth is, Breakmaker Cove was in the cabin of the omnibus the whole time. When the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat, saw the disc on the floor. All of a sudden I heard a scream from over me head, and the pair on the roof deck went to call the slops. That's when Mr. McGilded slipped the driver some tin to do a run at the pawn shop roundabout. He threatened me to not snitch, not to say nothing to no one about what I seen or heard.
I'm not sure I understood anything she just said. Good grief, this is outrageous! Wait, what? Because I don't speak Cockney, sir. You gotta help me out.
What you've just told the court bears almost no resemblance to your testimony 2 months ago.
How do you remember that?
As you say, my lord. And there's every chance I may have adjudicated an error in McGilded's trial. Oh well, he's dead now, whatever. It sounds very much to me as if the man deliberately deceived this court in an effort to cover up the most wicked of schemes. Without doubt, my lord, a great injustice was done in this courtroom 2 months ago.
Just because he's old doesn't mean his memory is non-existent. Wait, what were we talking about, Randy? Huh? What?
The actions of the accused in that trial, of this witness, and of my learned friend are entirely inexcusable.
No! No, Van Zeeks, no! You do not get to say that! Oh, do you know whose actions are unexcusable? Do you know whose actions are unexcusable? You fudged the case! No! No. Oh, the actions of the accused, the actions of the witness, the actions of the defense. Do you know who else has been left out there? The prosecutor! No. You do not get to say that. I am so mad right now. I don't believe it! The whole trial was a farce! McGilded fellow was rotten to the core! Don't forget the lawyer from the east! You're wrong about the lawyer! Mr. Naruhodo, the lawyer there didn't know nothing about it! Oh, bugger. I don't think so. Are we really expected to believe that?
He really stitched everyone up, didn't he? What an operation to get the man off scot-free. Oh god, I think the scalpel really is in his belly.
Unforgivable! Stop! The lies have to stop! Stop!
What do you think, Mr. Squeakanovich? You are good girl, Squeakanovich.
Yes. The defense made a terrible error of judgment. Yeah, he's absolutely taking advantage of Ryunosuke's inexperience right now. I intend to take full No. You literally have nothing to take responsibility for. It's imperative that the court allows the witness to elaborate on her testimony. Because the true significance of McGilded's pawned articles must be brought to light.
Very well, my learned student friend. Given the depths of calamity you have just plunged yourself into, this may be worth hearing. Words fail me. His situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo!
What's the correct pronunciation, Judge? Yes, my lord.
I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial.
I don't think you get to decide that. I'm pretty sure the person who gets to decide that is Strongheart. Of course, my lord. Just assuming I'm following the lore of this world. Blimey, Mr. Naruhodo.
Now, counsel, please proceed with the cross-examination.
Hey, what's going on over on that side right there? Yo! Graydon, pay attention!
Hold it!
And you were hiding in the cabin at the time? If I remember rightly, in the storage compartment underneath one of the seats. Yeah, that's right. It's pitch black under there, so you can't see nothing. What are you guys doing?
Excuse me.
Is there something you'd like to share with the court, Inspector Gregson? Mr. Graydon? Inspector!
Mr. Graydon! Romy, you're drunk, give me a heart attack, Massey!
You've been whispering to each other for quite some time now. Tell us. What's the discussion about?
Man, just got...
Is he colluding? There's no way. There is no way! Gregson is colluding with frickin' this guy?
You think I got anything to talk about with a shady gent like this, Massey?
And I have nothing to say to this uncouth detective after he deprived me of that disc that was rightfully mine. But they've clearly been talking the entire time I've been cross-examining Gina. As if they've been negotiating.
I haven't been cross-examining Gina for very long, but...
You will kindly refrain from talking amongst yourselves while the witness is giving testimony.
Sorry, my lord. Massey.
What were those two talking about?
Miss Lestrade! Miss Lestrade, continue with your testimony, please.
Oh, I'm just... discs! Let's go back here.
Hold it!
And you were hiding. If I remember rightly. Yeah, that's right. Pitch black under there, so you can't see nothing at all. You guys ready to listen? You guys ready to cooperate? Piece of crap.
Now, in your testimony 2 months ago, I feel certain you claimed that Mr. McGilded was a sole passenger, did you not?
A false testimony, my lord. That's what he told me I had to say. I mean, he was blackmailing her. What do you want? But it's important that you tell us the truth now. He's dead. He can't hurt you anymore. Okay? We're McGilded and the victim acquaintances. I don't know. But I'm talking a lot. What are they talking about? Well, I couldn't hear too well. But if I had to say, I think it was about money or something. They kept talking about buying and not buying.
Perhaps business dealings of some kind.
Alright, so a business dealing that fell through. Well, anyway, they got louder and louder and started to sound like a proper fight. I was pretty scared by then. I hardly dared to breathe, and all of a sudden, I heard a noise like someone killing over on the floor. It was blooming loud.
And I believe you let out an involuntary scream.
Yeah. That's what gave me away. Hey, Slip.
Hold it!
Was the disc you saw this disc? Yeah, McGilded is a debt collector, too. Yeah, I reckon it probably was. It was right next to the cove lying on the floor.
Could this disc have belonged to the victim, perhaps?
No, no. But Mr. McGilded picked it up pretty smartish. Then he sat with the cove with the knife and belly in the seat. What did he say to you at the time? He told me not to say a word about what I seen or heard to no one. About the disc and all. I'm watching you two. I'm watching you two. I was dead scared. The way he was looking at me, I thought, oh, if I didn't go along with it, I'll get stuck with that knife too. He started asking me a load of questions. Like, what my name was and where I lived and that, and he asked me about being a diver. But after a while, what happened in the carriage was noticed. Yeah, That's right. Conspiring with murderers. Gregson. Yeah, I know, right? That's right. First, it was kind of a rapping noise, like riding round in a rover. Want to see the ops and it's over. All of a sudden, I heard a scream from over my head.
Hold it!
There were two gentlemen occupying the seats on the roof. That's right. They must have looked down to the skylight and noticed the cove with the knife in his gun. I still remember this guy's name is freaking Ladies First. When they screamed, the driver pulled on the horses and McGilden and me got out of sight.
Out of sight? Where?
Back onto the seat where I started off. Once the carriage came to a halt, the two coves from around the roof ran off to fetch the slops.
If they immediately left to fetch the police, it would appear they were entirely unrelated to the incident.
So that left McGilded, the driver, and you at the scene. Yeah, only the driver didn't know I was there because I was under the seat. I heard the cabin door open and a voice from outside.
The driver, yes. He also testified that in that trial, I believe. A fellow who went by the name of Beppo, if memory serves.
What did McGilded and the driver say to each other? I don't know what happened, and stuff like that mainly. That's when McGilded slipped the driver some tin to do a run to the pawn shop roundabout. I mean, the driver never mentioned that either, so you can't just blame Gina.
Hold it!
I mean, you can, but... The pawn shop being Windibanks on Baker Street.
Just a moment, counsel. Do you mean to tell me that driver gave false testimony in the trial as well?
Perhaps the excursion to the pawnbrokery slipped his mind when he went to the stand. No. Actually, see, everything Gina's saying right now just slipped her mind as well. Okay? She was just having trauma flashbacks to what she wanted to happen. Okay, done. You cannot sue her for perjury.
Indeed, Lord Van Zee.
Why does he get the... McGillen took off his coat and gave it to the driver. Actually... He folded it up all careful-like before handing it over. When I saw him do that, I remember thinking... That coat and what's in it got to be worth a few bob. Yeah, Gina was sure that disc was worth more than Windibank was suggesting, wasn't she? I remember her quibbling with him over the price that afternoon at the pawnbrokery. The driver looked pretty happy when McGilded flashed some brass in his face, running off in a lick. Then the bog trotter called to me and told me to come out from the Dreg's cabin. He threatened me not to snitch. Whoops. Well done, Gina. Can't have been easy to tell the truth like that.
Ginny's really putting her faith in you, Runo.
And to thank her, she'll have to face a charge of perjury once this trial's over. So I need to use the time we have now to get as much information out of her as possible.
It's time to really go for it.
I missed the last statement.
Hold it!
Threaten you? How exactly? He told me once I'd only be able to scupper if I did exactly what he said.
Which included giving false testimony in court 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's it. And there was one other thing he said.
Which was?
He told me I have to hang on to the ticket from the pawn shop. Make sure I don't lose it.
The ticket? Well, I never.
Said that if I didn't show up to get the ticket off me before 2 months passed, I had to go to the pawn shop and pay the money to keep it in lug, to stop it from being forfeited. He left me with some brass to pay for it.
But really, why on earth would Mr. McGilded have done such a thing? Depositing his overcoat with the pawnbroker before the arrival of the police, That makes no sense at all.
There would seem to be one logical explanation, my lord. What McGilded had the driver deposit at Windibanks was something he didn't want the police to see. Something very important that he needed to hide at all costs. Anyway, after that, you let me go. So I legged it before the coppers showed up.
Thank you, Miss Lestrade. Thank you, Counsel. I've heard enough. I believe we now have a reasonable understanding of what actually transpired on the omnibus. It would appear on that night 2 months ago, a negotiation was taking place on the omnibus.
Okay, remember how we conjectured that maybe the music box thing has a code on it? Maybe, Mason and McGilded were negotiating a price on the government secrets. And of course, that would be a tense situation. And we also conjectured that, I'm not sure if he's in the court record, Mason. No, Mason's not in the court record. But we were conjectured that Ashley Graydon and Mason might be related because they look very similar. Same hair color, same facial shape. So maybe Egbert, or Ashley, awful guy, was working along with grandpa or dad or uncle or whatever to get government secrets and sell them to what's his name, to McGilded. I mean, Ashley Graydon seems very rich, but as you all know, looks can be deceiving, right? Mason seemed like very poor, right? So it's very possible that do you know poor people buy more Mercedes than rich people do? Did you know that? Generally, people who are poorer are actually more likely to present wealth. Like, present wealth by purchasing it and demonstrating it. It's an interesting fact, but yeah. So maybe it's possible Ashley Graydon is awful guy is not as is not as rich as he looked. Case in point, Tsumugi. Tsumugi did nothing wrong! How dare you? What do you mean looks can be deceiving? No. Tsumugi is perfect in every single way. When you look at her, you see exactly what she is. Perfection.
A negotiation concerning this disc. However, matters did not run smoothly. When the parties involved began to quarrel over price, McGilded took what he wanted by force, at the expense of the other man's life.
Which proves my point. The disc is clearly extremely valuable in some way. Although I don't understand. Government secrets! Government secrets!
And 2 days ago, precisely 2 months after the omnibus incident,
for some reason, after is so difficult for me. I don't know why I can't get it. After. All right.
McGilded's coat and its contents were due to be forfeited.
I didn't know what I should do with the ticket. I mean, the girl up and died in the trial. I knew that.
So you decided you would try to claim the articles as your own.
Well, why not, eh? They were going to be forfeited. Why shouldn't I have them? Anyway, you can't blame me for thinking about it. Thinking ain't no crime.
Actually, there's such a thing as a thought crime. It will be invented in 1984. Miss Lestrade. It would appear Magnus McGilded was prepared to kill in order to take possession of this disc. Do you know why that would be?
I ain't got a clue. Infinite fish and chip, man. I hope that frickin' Gregson is a good boy. Because I like Tobias Gregson, man. Well, I reckon it must be worth a fair bit of brass. It was probably gonna sell it. You can't blame me for thinking that, can you? Thinking ain't no crime.
1984, like I said. My lord. The evidence your lordship has requested, sir, has been ready for the court's inspection, sir. Why am I southern? Hell no. Yeah. I'm from Georgia, you see.
The mysterious box deposited by McGilda 2 months ago. Here we go. 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 There's no doubt in my mind that it's a key piece to this far-reaching puzzle. But what secrets does the music box hold? Find out next time. Did I just say what secrets does the music box hold? That's the secret. The secret is it's a music box. I just spoiled it. I'm pretty sure it's a music box. I'm like 99.9% sure it's a music box. Let's be real here, right? There is a music box disc, and he deposited a small little box. Let's be real here. Come on, let's be real. Come on, freaking come on. Oh man, this trial is super exciting. I really like this trial. I also can't believe I lost the point because I presented the music box disc instead of the freaking calendar. I cannot. Alright, so I promised myself that I would do a little British practice today, so would you guys like to join me in some British practice? So apparently, Eminem just released a new song. And so, let's do some British practice on Eminem's new song. See, I don't know if Randy's still here, but Randy told me to listen to Eminem. So, see, I listen to you guys sometimes. Alright, let's see here. No copyright classical music. Royalty-free copyright. How about this one? Houdini lyrics. Can you guys hear the music? I come and I go. Tell me all the ways you need me. Wait, that's the wrong one. Here it is. Let me start over. That was the wrong song. Now let's do a different one. Hello. It's Paul. I was listening to the album. I was listening to the album. Good fucking luck. You're on your own. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Well, look what the stork brung. What? Little baby devil with a forked tongue. And it's sticking out. Yeah, like a sore thumb. With a forehead that grew horns from still a white jerk. White jerk. Pulling up in a Chrysler to the cipher. With the Vicks, Perks, and a Bud Light shirt.
lyrical technician, an electrician. Y'all might work. And I don't play pretend. And I don't play pretend. I don't play pretend. It's you I make believe. And you know I'm here to stay. 'Cause me, if I was to ever take leave, it would be aspirin to break a feeve. To break a feeve? What? If I was to ask for Meg the Stallion if she would collab with me. Collab with me. Would I really have a shot at her feet? I don't know. But I'm glad to be back. Like abracadabra. And for my last trick, I'm about to reach in my bag. Bruh. Oh, now the music's getting intense. Now, back in the old days, in the days of old me, when right around the time I became a dope fiend, ate some codeine as a way of coping, taste of opiates, case of OE. Turned me into smiley face emoji. My shirt might not be age appropriate, but I will hit an 8-year-old in the face with a participation trophy. What the frick? Because I have zero doubts that this whole world's about to turn into some Girl Scouts. That censorship bureau's out to shut me down. So when I started this verse, it did start off lighthearted at first, but it feels like I'm targeted. Mind-boggling. How my profit has skyrocketed. Look what I pocketed. Yes, this shit's just like y'all having been light jogging, and I've been running at full speed. And that's why I'm ahead like my noggin, and I'm the fight y'all get in. When you debate who's the best but ops, I'm white chalking when I step up to the mic. Cock it then! Oh my god! It's him! Not again! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was trying to match the music. Okay, but that was amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I still need to like read a lot more in my British accent to get it like really fluent. Like this amazing with going. Like Ace Attorney has really helped me out. So I'm so glad I played it. You know, I was nervous at first because I thought my British is going to be awful and I'm just going to do a bad British accent. It's going to get worse. But, you know, slowly things started to get more natural. Although my cheeks are always tired when I do British accents because I'm not used to talking like that. So, like, if you guys ever do like a real accent, like do like real accent study, you'll realize certain muscles that you don't generally use get used a lot. Slim Shakespeare. Oh, Slim Shadespeare! Slim Shadespeare! Yes! Yes! Slim Shadespeare in the house. Yeah, I'm Slim Shadespeare. Yes, I'm the real Shadespeare. All you other Slim Shadespears are just imitate spears. So won't the real Slim Shadespeare please stand up? Please stand up. I don't know that much Eminem, to be honest. I know people really like him because he does a lot of like lyrical play. Like I know like he does a lot of like rhyming, like he does like a lot of rhyming and slant language types of things that can pull things together. Like you know, a lot of people like talk about poetry. In poetry, it's not really exactly what you're saying, but how you say it that really impacts it, and people really apparently really like how Eminem does his thing. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know enough about rap. The music I do know about is jazz. Eminem has rhymed orange multiple times. Yes, I heard. You know,
People have told me to watch that. I never really watched, like, there's a video called Eminem rhyming with orange. But yeah, like, what is it? You know, there are a lot of slant rhymes for the word orange that work really well. Orange, door hinge, not counting the time he rhymed orange with banana. Wait, is that true? Is that actually a thing? That's impressive. I wonder how you would do that, phonetically, to rhyme orange and banana. Yeah, like one thing I see a lot of rappers have been doing, maybe it was influenced by Eminem because I've seen a little bit of his stuff, is that, what is it? Is that he does a lot of, like, rhymes in between words. Like, he'll take, like, the second syllable of a word and use it to rhyme as he moves into the next sentence. I don't know much about... Well, you guys, as you guys know, I really do like creative writing. If, for those of you who have seen my Doki Doki Literature Club stream critiquing all of the frickin' poetry, I frickin' hated frickin' Yuri. But, yeah, like, you know, if... Language is a very complicated thing. And using it to communicate is very difficult, so... it's one of the reasons why Japanese singing, I think, lyrics are a little bit easier, because it's a lot easier to rhyme in Japanese. Because all of their sentences end similarly, all of their, they only have 5 vowel sounds. It's also one of the reasons why a lot of Japanese songs don't rhyme as much, because rhyming is not that impressive in Japanese. So some songs, they just don't rhyme. Like, the chorus just doesn't rhyme. Wait, let me think. Yeah, a lot of the choruses, I'm just thinking of a song right now. A lot of the choruses just don't rhyme in Japanese because they don't need to. What's the point? Okay, I'm just curious. Well, how would you guys react if one day you came onto my stream and I was just a Japanese VTuber? You know, I've been showing off some of my my voiceover stuff. And I thought maybe you guys would be interested in seeing
Hey, is that
one of my thingamajiggies. One of my commercial demos that now has video to it. Would you guys be interested? Here, let me... Let's see if I can pull it up. Here we are. Oh, you guys see it? I for some reason the chat's not on this screen, but I do know that I can see the chat, so don't worry. The chat is... I'm still watching it. Yeah, you guys see this? Let me turn the sound up. Alright, here we go.
Hey, it's that time of year again. Super Bowl Sunday, and Target has everything you need for your big game day party. Chicken wings, French onion dip, beer, guacamole, chips, beer, nachos, pizza, even more beer. Tylenol, Tums, and more Tylenol. Happy Super Bowl Sunday from Target. Sarah from Seattle, she organized a weekend getaway to wine country for her book club. Barry from Burbank wanted his bachelor party blowout in Vegas. If you have plans to travel, go Greyhound. If you have a mountain of a to-do list, let Mountain Dew make your to-do list your to-done list. Just make sure the first thing you do on that list is drink a Mountain Dew, because when you drink a Mountain Dew, that do list gets done. Do the do. When it comes to choosing healthcare, be sure to consider the most important factor, you. For over 100 years, patients have transformed Cedars-Sinai for the better. And in return, Cedars-Sinai has transformed healthcare for you. Yo, Dojo TG Squared here, and today I'll be showing you the newest addition to my Minecraft world, a fully functioning GameStop. I made the floors lava, cause why not? And if you use code Dojo TG Squared, you'll get 10% off of any Minecraft download. Power to the players! The Boston Marathon. 24 miles down, 2.2 to go. Everything aches. Your arms, your head, but not your feet. The new Nike Pegasus 40. We don't just run, we fly.
Something like that, but I suspect we're coming to the end because we're about to catch Awful Guy red-handed. So we'll do that. We might do a one-off stream, maybe of V Rising or some other game. But and then after that we're going to be playing some Paper Mario. So yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Yeah. I need to figure out what I want for dinner. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. If you have any quests for me, I will see you all next time.